Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
She is here. She's here.
I'm trying.
She's trying to
get through it.
We're going to talk about the Dungeons & Dragons movie again, Honor Among Thieves, and the box office. And it was really interesting because I did a video the other day saying that it did better than people thought it was going to do, but it still wasn't a massive success.
People keep saying it's actually pretty good. I know, I kind of wanted to see it.
Catch it on streaming.
Maybe.
Catch it at the Dollar Theater or something, which is now $6 for some reason.
Yeah.
But, you know, the thing about the movie is that apparently it has bombed harder than Shazam 2. Reason being, it costs substantially more than Shazam 2.
People are going to argue, but it's only just come out, where Shazam 2 has been out for a while. I'm going to counter-argue Mario.
Just Mario. That's it. That's what's gonna take this movie out. So we're gonna talk about this. This is coming from Giant Freaking Robot, not coming from us. So before you people jump in the comments, because they're always like, Clownfish are always negative, go out to clownshishtv.com, where our reviewer, Jake James Lugo, actually gave the movie a pretty positive review. I think he gave it 7 or 8 out of 10. So that was pretty good. He said it was like kind of like, you know, a phase 1, phase 2 Marvel movie.
I actually do want to see it. I kind of did before, but now, now that I'm hearing good things, I do.
Clearly designed for normie audiences who are not that familiar.
That would be me.
With the game.
I admit it. I wasn't a game master and all that crap. Dungeon Master, see?
See, that's how
I knew it was Dungeon Master. I'm just sick, and my brain is not working. My mouth usually moves faster than my brain, but today it's moving extra faster than my brain, because my brain is still like like that.
It's just kind of sputtering.
That's right.
It rolled a 1 today.
It's just like, if I could stare at a wall for 3 hours, I'd be happy.
Well, some people might say that watching this movie is like staring at a wall for 2 or 3 hours.
That's true.
But anyway, we're going to talk about this because you math it out. Yeah, the movie has a long way to go. Now, it was really interesting to see the media spin on it. Some of them were like, you know, it got a neutral. It wasn't the worst case scenario. It definitely wasn't the best. But then other people are like, hey, maybe it'll be okay. Maybe this one will have legs and it'll, you know, get lots of box office bucks for the next, you know, month or two. And it's like, oh yeah, but Mario.
Counter argument should have just been, it's a me. And everybody would know. My hands started going automatically when I did that.
Yeah, she's talking with her hands.
I talk with my hands a lot anyway.
Had to retake that because she hit the
microphone. This didn't hit you in the face.
No.
This time.
So let's talk about this. A lot of things to unpack here. And my biggest takeaway is that Giant Freaking Robot is seeing the light or the dark, depends on which way you look at, because they're actually citing Cosmic Book News.
But you're right, everybody's going to say, Clownfish said.
Clownfish said. So this is them, not us. They actually said, hey, it did better than expected, and it might be okay. So let's talk about all this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We do talk a lot about tabletop. We've been talking a lot about tabletop lately. Geeky wants to give you a woohoo if you subscribe.
Oh, I'm sorry, woohoo.
That's for you if you subscribe. And so it did 38.5 million. It was projected to do between 30 and 40 million.
So it came right in where they expected it.
Well, yeah. So the projections got adjusted down, I think, at some point.
Oh, that seems to happen a lot.
Originally, this movie was $150 million to make. Mm-hmm. And it's sandwiched between John Wick 4.
Yeah, but it did beat John Wick 4.
It did. Not by a lot, I guess, but it beat John Wick 4. And it's sandwiched between Mario, which is the biggest threat to it.
Mario's gonna jump on you like a Goomba.
He's gonna stomp you.
It's just gonna,
And, they were making comparisons. I think it was The Hollywood Reporter made comparisons, said that the closest comparison to this movie is actually the Power Rangers movie from 2017, which is not a good...
That's not complimentary.
It made about the same amount of money. It had about the same budget. And it kind of came and went after the first week or two, because everybody that wanted to go see it, there was a lot of support initially. Everybody that wanted to go see it went to go see it opening weekend, and then there was some big competition after that, and then it just disappeared off the radar. So this movie does have a lot, has to make up a lot of ground if it's going to
be very hard to do at this point in time. Which, for a moment, I want to take a side tangent. I'm very, very sad. I was going to get to go see the movie Mario tomorrow.
Yeah.
And because I was sick and I'm still probably contagious and I don't want to hurt other people, I'm not going to get to. And I don't know when I'll get a chance to see it until maybe next week. So I'm very, 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 very upset now.
She's been talking about the Mario movie for a couple months now. She really wanted to go see it. We had tickets for opening day, and yeah, we can't. So it'll have to be next week probably. Anyway, let's talk about this. Coming from Giant Freaking Robot, not from Clownfish TV. So don't shoot the messenger, but I know most of you who shoot the messenger don't actually watch our videos anyway, so whatever, fuck off.
It's always amusing to me. Anyway.
Shazam may have felt the fury of the gods, but D&D Honor Among Thieves faces a darker fate, the apathy of the fans. The new D&D movie was released this weekend with less than stellar results. That's a little bit different than how the media is trying to spin it. Cosmic Book News, oh my god, the alt-right. Cosmic Book News reports that while critics and viewers generally praised Honor Among Thieves, it only managed to gross a meager $38.5 million over the weekend, falling short of the $40 million it was projected. That was actually best case scenario. D&D cost an estimated $151 million to make, meaning an opening weekend of less than $40 million makes it unlikely the movie will earn back its money. Meanwhile, Shazam 2 was considered a box office disappointment when it earned only $30 million against a budget of $100 million. When compared to D&D, Shazam 2 was actually the bigger hit.
That's when you're comparing the numbers. Yeah, I guess that's arguably the case.
I mean, you can have a movie that costs $300 million to make, and it does, barely breaks 100 opening weekend. It doesn't look like it's going to leg out and it's still going to lose money because you have to figure marketing. Now, I said I haven't seen a whole lot of marketing for the D&D movie, but other people are like, no, they're marketing the hell out of this movie.
I haven't seen a lot, but I've seen some.
I've seen a couple of trailers here and there, but not but I don't watch a lot of broadcast TV either. I mean, I'm watching mostly like Roku and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I've been watching too, and I didn't see a lot of it on there. Even though, speaking of advertisements, for some reason, Hulu is under the impression that we're both looking to hook up with somebody else and need eHarmony ads. That one of us has an erectile dysfunction
it's
issue.
You.
Yes, it's not Neon for sure. I can tell you that. That somehow one of us needs HIV medicine. Apparently,
there are a lot of things to unpack
apparently,
here.
we're elderly and need consumer cellular.
Oh yeah.
And there was another one they keep promoting to me all the time too. But my mind just went blank. But yeah, those ones are the ones they keep pushing the most.
I keep getting ads on YouTube for black hair care products.
So okay, well you don't have hair. And you're not black.
So many things going on here.
It's just a lot of weirdness, and we keep getting these. Speaking of bad marketing and weird targeted. Anyway,
I'm gonna rock Jerry curls one of these days. I'm gonna surprise people. Be like, take that hat off, and there's just gonna be all kinds of it's gonna be like.
We're not gonna soul glow this stuff. Just don't.
Soul glow. Yeah.
I don't want grease spots on my pillows. Remember because the movie they moved away from the couch and the wall. There was grease spots on the wall.
Anyway. Surprise everybody and be like, yeah, look at that. Anyway, what's odd is how D&D somehow failed to capitalize on the tabletop role-playing game renaissance we're currently living through. I can tell you what happened here. Like Critical Role and Dimension 20 have brought the formerly niche pen and paper game into the spotlight. And they talk about, Hollywood playing it and all that. Okay, I can tell you exactly what happened. Giant Freaking Robot, because you're missing a couple of vital pieces of information here. One, the sentiment toward Wizards of the Coast has never been lower in recent memory. Between D&D OGL 1.1 and how they're basically going to hose the fandom and take their stuff, and Magic the Gathering is not doing so hot right now. People are actually actively turning away from Dungeons and Dragons. It's so bad that they had to do a retreat.
I think this movie's like a couple years too late.
It's a couple years too late. If they actually did a movie based on Critical Role, I think they probably would have been fine. But that's Critical Role.
I think if they had done it more based on the cartoon or some people would have known, they might have done better too. But it's that's so old.
So we just had this, and there were a lot of people during the WotC debacle that said that they were boycotting anything Wizards of the Coast. Okay, so you probably lost 5 million easy just on people that decided to nope out. Two, the directors were out there saying that they were going to emasculate men.
I honestly think that was a bigger reason personally, but
they made a big deal. The big deal. Now they thought it was hilarious. Yeah, we love emasculating our men.
Here's the thing too. They keep thinking women want that too. Like, well, women don't. I mean, maybe some do, but a lot of women, they're not going there to see men be emasculated. That's not the point. They're going there because they want to see the guys that think are hot do hot guy things. That's where they're going. A lot of they're action fans themselves or whatever. They're not there to watch, men get emasculated for the sake of doing it because of Twitter.
Yeah. So, but then now I'm hearing that didn't actually happen in the movie.
No, that's what I'm hearing too. But the thing is, I'll tell you what, them saying that turned me off because I want to see hot men doing hot men things.
That should be a movie. Hot men doing hot men things. Not hot men doing hot men.
And things. That's a different movie.
Things. That's a different movie, different demographic. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but that's a different
I don't know. I might watch that too. Who knows?
Depends. I guess. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, so they had a couple of strikes against them. Well, third too, I'd say, these characters are not, even though there are a lot of Easter eggs, D&D Easter eggs, these are not established canon D&D characters. If this had been a Dragonlance movie, or this had been, based on like Dritz or something, a character that people knew, from the books or whatever. Actually, the best thing they could have done, honestly, is base it on the cartoon show.
That's what I said.
Yeah, and people would have thought that do it right, of course, do it like the Brazilian car commercial, which still looks more D&D than what I've seen of this movie. But what I'm saying is that there were a lot of things that they effed up on, and then just the placement. You put it between John Wick and Mario. It didn't have a chance. Mm-mm. There's no way in hell this thing.
And one of these things is not like the other, and the thing that's not like the other is what's going to kick its ass.
Yeah. So I mean, it's funny though, because Giant Freaking Robot, and I'll a little bit of a backstory here. A couple of years ago, they were actually coming after Pirates and Princesses. And they were claiming that Pirates and Princesses was like an alt-right rag.
I heard what they said.
They shouldn't be trusted. And they did this a couple of times. And they're like, well, according to that rumor monger site, Pirates and Princesses, the alt-right rag. It's like, it's a Disney site. God, seriously. So they've gone from that to, hey, we're gonna quote Cosmic Book News.
I know, right?
Which is further right than we've ever been. And that's not a derogative. I'm not saying that in a derogative fashion. I'm just saying if you want to talk politics or whatever and injecting politics into pop culture, they do it a lot more often over there.
Right. We don't really do it that much.
Than we do. And now they're literally quoting Cosmic Book News and dunking on D&D. My, how times have changed.
Well, I like the other thing you were going to bring up about what people were mad about was so stupid.
Yeah.
This is what, of course, it was written by a woman. Dungeons and Dragons, Honor Among Thieves relies on a problematic trope. And you're like, what problematic trope could that be? And then get down to what it is. The Lost Lenore, because, there's a reason why he became what he became.
Yeah.
And they didn't think, and she's only there to exist to die.
Yes. Basically, if the most interesting thing about a character is that, she dies.
Well, how is that any different than the most interesting about a character is how diverse they are? It's no different. And you don't have to get mad about that.
She's diverse and dead.
But you don't have to get mad. You don't have to get mad about that. Like the only thing about you, interesting thing about you is that you die. Okay. But that's the same thing that everybody's getting handed with these lazy ass swaps in these movies and shows and comics and all that crap. But that's okay. Yeah. They're one dimensional then, but that's okay. But this is bad. But what are you guys supposed to do? Like add another hour onto the movie to give this person a backstory? You don't need one.
But they do. That's the thing. Like you watch a lot of these shows and they always flesh out characters that they feel bad. Like they feel bad killing these characters off. So they have to give them like a really fleshed out backstory before they kill them off.
No, there's not enough time for it. They don't. Why is this person the way he is? Well, because his wife and like a baby got killed. That's all you need to know. There's multiple characters. It's an ensemble cast. They don't have time to go into depth of everybody's tragic backstory.
Christopher Nolan films do this regularly. Inception and The Prestige.
Well, maybe because he feels he'd go nuts if he lost his significant other.
Yeah, there you go. Rachel became a motivator in Batman. Mm-hmm. That blow her up. I mean, that was the good Rachel.
Maybe it's just because that's the worst thing you could think of, which is kind of a compliment to whoever he's with.
Yeah, like I love you so much. If somebody blew you up, I would go ape shit on them. I would absolutely take them out. But that is, look, this is a motivator in a lot of movies. Actually,
I find it not sweet, but because I don't want to die. But I think it makes sense to me, and I think that resonates with people and it makes them more relatable.
John Wick, his girlfriend and his puppy
I know. Or the puppy. I mean, come on. If the girlfriend doesn't get you, the dog will.
Yeah.
I refuse to watch John Wick movies because the dog died. I know that's terrible. I love Keanu Reeves, and I won't watch it because of that reason.
Just start with number 2, maybe.
Maybe. Because just the whole reason that it happens, I cannot do it. I'm sorry. I can't. Can't do it.
So yeah, I mean, this is like one of the greatest motivators of it. And this is like, look, superhero, same thing.
That's what they're pissed about?
Yes.
For fuck's sake.
Yeah, Edgin's wife. Charisma Zia. Okay, so I think the kid lived because I think I saw her in. Again, I haven't seen the movie yet. I can't say one way or another.
I don't know, but it's like, yeah, because of, mother. So yeah, she must be alive. She's his dead wife. Well, that's all you need to know about her. You don't need to know more. Why does the dead character need a backstory? She's a plot device. That's the point.
Oh no, that's all she is.
But that's what they're mad about. But that is all she is. As somebody who writes stories and stuff. That might be all she is. You have to explain how they become the way they become. You don't need to go into in-depth, well, let me tell you their life story of the person that died. You don't need to know that.
Well, yeah, but all the current breed of D&D player wants like in-depth lore on every.
They can't get anything done. How do you get any campaigns done ever? You probably spend 5 months just talking about everybody's backstory.
Here's the shopkeeper's tragic past.
And how do you figure that out? Do you have to roll for that?
No, you just.
No, I know. I'm just being a smart ass. But I'm just like,
I don't know, guys. Anyway, here's the thing. So this one is, it's got a long way to go. I seriously doubt there's going to be a sequel. They are talking they're going to do a D&D show on Paramount Plus. And honestly, I think if they had done a D&D show based on established characters, they probably would have done better. But,
Is it going to be starring Drow?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know how they're gonna do that. That's why it's not a Dritz.
You a minute.
That's why it's not a Dritz. Did I ever show you the Dritz costume at Spirit Halloween?
No.
So they have a Dritz costume.
Oh yeah, I think you did actually.
Yeah, but they have a white guy wearing the costume. You did. But he doesn't have any face paint on, so he just looks like Elrond. It just looks like a budget cut Tolkien elf.
Maybe it's an albino one.
An albino. I don't know, guys.
I mean, there are people that are so pale, and people that are not white that have albinism. How do you say that? They're albino that aren't white. So it's not just a white person thing.
Oh look, I agree. I agree with Giant Freaking Robot. Until Hollywood can figure out a way to account for the infinite variables presented in an average D&D play session, there will never be a truly successful D&D movie unless they make a direct adaptation of the 80s cartoon that would rule.
You've been saying that this whole time.
I would watch 2 hours of that Brazilian car commercial.
I would too.
Because
it was really good.
Like those kids.
They nailed it.
They absolutely nailed it. And Hollywood would not be able to do that good of a job with it. They would willfully not.
I know. And they totally nailed it. So anyway,
we'll see what happens with this movie. I just thought it was really interesting that Giant Freaking Robot is actually saying, hey, don't celebrate yet. This isn't a good thing. This actually isn't a good thing. So we're going to wrap it up.
Yeah, I need to lay down soon.
Okay, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.
Help support the channel. Go to thereef.support and get early access to podcasts, videos, and other content. That's thereef.support.